Jen runs real estate here at the beautiful beaches of Yachats, Oregon, bringing you a very special spring break update for your March monthly market update. There's a couple things that I wanted to cover with you guys today, three main ones actually. Housing prices, I want to talk about supply and demand, and mortgage interest rates because that is a big one on top of people's minds right now. So let's talk housing prices. So when we look at the last 2 years of what our housing market has done, it's really easy to say, oh yeah, prices are great, housing prices are going up, it's amazing. In fact, according to the FHFA, the average national price increase for last year was 17.5%, and in Oregon, it was 18.1%. But what happens if we go back a little bit further, past a recession, into a rockier territory where interest rates were up a little higher? The people who invested back then think today that their investment is still amazing. Well, if we look back at 1991 and compare it to where we're at today, the average national growth was 258%. And in Oregon, it was 489. So yeah, if you ask someone who invested back in 1991 if they're happy with their investment today, they're definitely going to tell you yes. Historically, the data supports real estate as a long-term investment, and historically is an important word. So let's talk about supply and demand. There's no doubt about it that there are more buyers in the market right now than there are homes to supply it. But what does a seller's and a buyer's market mean? Well, a seller's market is when you have less than 6 months of inventory. A neutral market is 6 to 7 months, and a buyer's market is 7 months of inventory. There are places in Oregon right now, including where I live in Sherwood, where there are less than a month of inventory on the market. We are definitely more weighted to a seller's market. So if you look back at the recession, 2007 to 2010, we fluctuated between 7 and 9.5 months of inventory. So we were definitely in a buyer's market. If you look at where we've been at the last 4 years, we've gone from 3.7 months of inventory down to 1.8. So we're definitely more in a seller's market. So right there, that tells you that our market conditions are different than when the market crashed. So let's talk mortgage interest rates. That's at the top of everybody's mind right now. The mortgage market is really hard to predict, and the conflict in Russia and Ukraine right now is really creating some volatility in the markets. However, with inflation on the rise, with our overall stabilizing job market and economic recovery, rates are going up. And March has been an indicator of that. In March alone, we saw mortgage interest rates jump up 0.5%. And according to Bankrate.com, the average rate for a 30-year fixed mortgage is about 4.6%. Now, that may seem shocking compared to what we've seen over the last couple of years, but historically, and that's the important term, historically, the rates are still low. If you guys are looking for more information about markets, anything real estate related, check out my YouTube channel at Jen Runs Real Estate. Like and subscribe and stay up to date on the most important information, and we'll see you guys next month.